Okay, good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at our second shiur in Samanapshi, located in Yerushalayim Kodesh, close to the central bus station in the Tanachi Yeshiv's Bate Beit Knesset on Rehov Zikr Yaakov number 6. And we're learning Mishna Berura right now. We're going to continue in Samech Hey. Mishna Berura is discussing those aspects of interruptions in both Kriya Shema and in Shmona Esrei. So the Mishna Berura is going in Sif Katan Dala. That's where we'll start again. We began this yesterday, and we're referring to making interruptions in not just Kriya Shema and Shmona Esrei, but it's also relevant to Birkas Hamazon. It's relevant to Hallel, and any actual mitzvah that you were saying. Whether it's the rice or the rabbanan, it should be said without interruption. And if there's an interruption, it'll depend on what type of interruption you have and how long the interruption is, whether or not you'll have to begin where you left off or begin at the very beginning of what you were saying. Let's take another look at Sif Katan Dalet. Rocky, would you like to begin reading first, please? It has to be choizer, as this is the shittus of the Ramah. It has to be choser l'rosh, and as we learned previously, if it's only going to be choser l'rosh if it's a full-fledged halakhic interruption, not because of something that's halakhically forbidding him to say words of Torah or daven because of his goof, or his environment. But if it's simply an oinus because of the fact that there's interference and disruptions in the environment, that's not going to be an oinus which is going to cause him to go back to start from the beginning. Choser, Sif Katan Dalet.
choser לעניין דיעבד, אבל לכתחילה לא יפסיק לשעות כדי לגמור כולה. לכתחילה means
ideally, right? B'diavad is after the fact, once it's already happened. But you don't ideally, set out to do something that's going to be difficult or something which is going to be wrong or not ideal. Whenever you're trying to do a mitzvah, you should always try and do it in the most ideal fashion as possible. Right?
Yeah, because if you go back to the beginning, that would be b'diavad.
Well, going back to the beginning is another story, meaning making any interruption. Any interruption is always going to be b'diavad, right? So you can always try and avoid any interruption. As the Mishna Berura is going to go into details now, he's going to go into details about Birkas Kriya Shema, about the Shliach Tzibur, and we're going to maybe spend some time seeing what the Mishna Berura says about Birkas Kohanim. People saying, especially on Yom Tov, when the Kohanim are Myrick, and people are saying Hirotzon or whatever they may be saying there. So the Mishna Berura has what to say about that. That doing these type of things, right? Let's say the Shatz, we'll see in a few moments, the Shatz is going to be singing, and that's why we have the Sidurim here. Then it's Nogir mostly on Shabbos and Yom Tov when you have Piyutim. That if the Shatz is going to be singing very nicely and obviously hoping to try to arouse the congregation in many different ways, but if he's taking too long to do it, and people are finished or they're waiting, then it could be a result in making the Birkas Kriya Shema from the Tefillah into the Evid, which you want to avoid. So, continue.
אבל לכתחילה לא יפסיק לשעות כדי לגמור כולה. Shouldn't wait, shouldn't make a discontinuation in his Kirat Shema כדי לגמור כולה, in order to finish all of it. The time it takes to finish all of it. אפילו שלא מחמת אונס, even if it's not because of onus. אפילו בשתיקה בעלמא, even if he's silent, אפילו בדבר שהוא מדרבנן, even if it's for a thing that's מדרבנן, כגון, for example, ברכת קריאת שמע, לשים קריאת שמע, החלל, ומגילה, חיידבנה.
Right, so, when you have Megillah can take a good 20 minutes to half an hour, 45 minutes. So to have an interruption that long is very uncommon. But again, let's say for something happened, and so Kriya Shema, It's only say 3 minutes, Birkas Kriya Shema, maybe 6, 7 minutes or something like that. So it's not so far-fetched. If there's something that occurs, you might have to be close to the Rosh. According to this is the Ramon. According to the Mechaber, there is no going back to the beginning for this in Kriya Shema. By Tefillah, we'll see about when we'll go back to Tefillah. We'll get to that soon.
According to the Ramon, you do go back to the beginning.
Depends if it's an oinus that's machmas gufo or makoima.
Makoima.
Yeah, if there's like say tzaw or a very bad smell in your area that you can't daven.
You have to go back to the beginning.
Yes.
But if it's to the goof, you don't have to go back.
If it is because of if you do have to go, you have to go back.
Because of the place, you don't have to go back.
Guf and makom are both in the same category. If the place where you're davening is unfit, or the body that your person happens to be living with at the time is unfit, he has to go and he stays in a matzav of not saying his Shema or anything else. He's supposed to be saying enough time that it would take to finish the whole thing from start to finish. He has to go back to the beginning. Yeah, right.
Of course you can, the tefillah, the Mosor tefillah, יש זהר מאוד, should be very careful with this, כי יש שמחמירים בתפילה. There's a strict tefillah, אפילו דיבר, even if it's דיבר, after the fact. המשמע בדברי מגן אברהם, and understood from מגן אברהם, that tefillah, ideally, chatchila, nechon,
It's proper.
proper, nechon, is there to be careful, shelo yinagin, b'shlev tzibor habe. Shouldn't stretch out his, what do you call it, his chazinus, tzibor habe, with the cut of the kriyat shema, the blessings of kriyat shema, sheyeh, בהפסק אחד כדי לגמור כולה. Be a discontinuation in order to finish it all. שאז יצטרכו הקהל להפסיק הרבה בשתיקה. עידו. נראה לי בכל...
Because of him. So that's why we have to see, you have the Sidurim here on page 222. That's the beginning, that's why... We'll come together, that's good. You have here on the Shabbos davening, it's most common in Shabbos davening. I don't think anyone's going to really mean, none of the Shliach Tzibor is going to be singing during the middle of the week so much. But however, on Shabbos it's very, very common. So you have basically the first bracha of Birkas Kriya Shema. So you have the piyut of Ke'el Adom, right? So it could be that if there's going to be a long wait for the shots, let's say he's going to really start singing this very elaborately.
But if they sing with him together.
Oh, so if they sing with him, then that's continuation of the bracha, right? That's okay. But if they're going to be waiting, if they're going to have to wait, right? Because then if you turn the page to the next page, you have after that you have the kedusha on the bottom of the next page after. So you have to both say that together. You have to say that all together. So people, if they're going to be waiting at this point, amount to take the time, let's say it takes, with the singing, normally it will take a 2.5 minutes, let's say, to finish the bracha Yotzei HaMaros. Let's say it takes 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, right? And they're waiting, if they're going to be waiting for the singing to come to an end, like so 3, 4, or 5 minutes, right? So that's going to be enough time to start the whole bracha and finish it to the end, right? So that's what the Mishna I think is referring to here, that the shots, Shliach Tzibor, the Chazan, by singing very elaborately, and of course there is a place to do that perhaps, but not at the expense of causing a hefsek in the Birkas Kriya Shema.
Rockman asked about singing along with the Chazan. What about in places where you do it responsive, where the Chazan will sing and then the Tzibor will repeat it afterwards? Is that?
I'm not sure. I think it would probably be about the same because you're all participating in a continuation. You're know, slowly but surely, you're together moving forward through the bracha.
Okay.
So apparently that should apparently be okay. But you can have this perhaps in Hallel too. Let's say it takes 10 minutes to say Hallel, right? 10 minutes to say Hallel. And it could be that, you know, well, you could have a shots up there, he goes, he's really flying in seventh heaven over there, you know. And, you know, people are waiting for him. You know, let's say he's in the middle of one of the piyutim of the one of the capitals of Hallel, and it takes him a good 10 minutes to get through it. And so, you know, that means everyone's waiting for him that much time. So it's made a hefsek b'di'evet. It's b'di'evet. Again, you don't have to be chosher the road. You don't have to be chosher because it's not makmas gufu or makomo, right? So you don't have to go back. But still, it's resulting in a hollow being b'di'evet. Because you made it, that's what the Mishna said originally. You're not supposed to be a mafsik. If you were to stick it, you're
in the middle. You're in the middle of it.
I'm not in the middle of it. For example,
I finished, I'm waiting for him to finish.
Yeah, for example, if you want to turn to Hallel, for example, it's on page 420. If you want to go to page 420.
He wants to do a big, beautiful overcoat caddy.
Yeah.
420?
Yeah, page 420.
You can join him in.
No, if you join in, so if you
Okay,
join in, you're
okay.
okay. But let's say a guy, he didn't know what to expect from this shots.
Right.
He thought it's going to be the regular 10-minute Hallel, right? And all of a sudden, like for example, like he, you know, he's he did say. Well, it wouldn't make it.
Instead of a 10 minute, you have 20 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, so he's.
Yeah, you have a 20-minute piece also. Okay, seen those too.
I was in Chutz La'aretz 3-4 years ago. So it was second. It was Simchas Torah in Chutz La'aretz. I was in Far Rockaway. So for me, from Eretz Yisrael, so it was Yisroel for me. It was Yom Chol. But they said go to Shar Yasher and see the Hallel. The Hallel takes I think 2.5 hours.
No, it's all singing.
It's all they repeat it and they go back and they
That's right.
dance and everything. It's like you gotta hear this. You gotta go there. You gotta see it. I did. It was great. But had I wouldn't want to have been in the minions making the brachas on at the end of the 2.5 hours because again if you're singing and then repeating it and okay I'm not getting involved with what they do. I mean it was definitely a inspiring experience. I was very happy. It's very moving. In terms of halacha is another story. So, but a person unless he doesn't know, he doesn't know what to expect. So he just finished his Tzeis Yisrael in Mitzrayim, and then he doesn't realize it's going to take 10, 15, 20 minutes to get through this. So he's waiting. So you know.
So what do? You say it on your own and finish, and then go back and listen to the chazan? Or because you're part of the minyan, you're stuck with the minyan at that point?
That's a good question. What's the person do? It could be. I hear I hear a way of maybe perhaps better to go plow through it yourself. Yeah, the person could say Hallel at home if he's davening. The person's davening at home.
Yeah, but you're with the minyan now.
Yeah,
to the minyan.
Yeah, but if you know the minyan is going to take, and it's going to be mafsik you. Let's say you know this, you know what to expect. This, you know when the shots goes up, it's going to be 25 minutes for Hallel. Right, that's what it's going to be. Right. You know, it's Pesach, Yom Tov, Rishon, and he wants everyone to go out of the davening with, you know.
So how is the din different for Berura shots itself?
Yeah.
I'm going to say specifically Yom Noraim, where Berura shots is long, is hours.
Right.
Okay. Is there any of a hefsek there at all? Because since you've already finished your davening, your Shemona Esrei, so you're not mechuyev it anymore.
That's right. You're just listening to the Berura shots. You're not participating here by Hallel. You're actually participating. Right. In Birkas Kriyashma, you're actually in there. You're actually participating. It's your Birkas Kriyashma. It's not, and you're waiting in the middle of your Birkas Kriyashma. Here you're saying your Hallel, and you're waiting in the middle of your Hallel. Not the time that it's going to take from the beginning to finish.
Right, but Berura shots fulfills your mitzvah to feel the tzibur.
True. Okay, so right. So, but then if the shots is doing it, that's his chiyuv, right? Mm-hmm. Right. It's even in this if you have with the footnotes here, that I think it was in number 8. At number 8 it says, what about the shots atzmo? The shots himself, Sheminagin, who's singing. Be'emsa bracha, it's in the middle of bracha. As Shlomo Auerbach said, Sha'af she'ein zeh mishubach, it's not praiseworthy that he does it. Kol makom ein zeh niksha v'hefsek. Because of course, he's singing. He's singing. I mean, it's and again, he can sing. There's no question about singing, but to be myric, so it's going to cause a delay. You see, the Mishnah Berura is not happy with the shots singing so much that it's going to cause a delay for the tzibur.
So according to what you just said, if he's going on with Hallel, he should just continue with the Hallel according to what you just said. Because he said it's not the best, but it's okay. He's doing it.
So that's the shots himself. So he's fine because he's singing.
He's davening.
He's davening for 25 minutes, right? But you came in and you didn't read. You said Tzitz Israel, right? And you came to Ma'ino Ma'im, and now okay, you wait another 10, 15 seconds. But like all of a sudden when you're there, he's only Ma'im minutes, right? And it's like it's Ryan. What's going to be? It's been been 2.5 minutes already, and he's only at the very beginning. What's going to be? So.
And every tefillah he had one piece.
Yeah. So yeah, in that case, it might, if you know that's the case, it might be to just do it on your own. Shit. I'll have to check. It's a good point.
But he's leading you. So
He's pushing it up.
Yeah, right. No, so the shots is like I said, shots he's okay, but everyone's going to be waiting for him. That's what you see. That's what the Mishna says. Yeah.
He's pushing everything up. That's his job.
Good. So you can say yours and then get pushed up afterwards.
That's it.
Yeah, you can still. That's why I went to Shal Yosh. I wasn't. It wasn't my challah. I had said challah early on in the morning, and I was. You still get moved by the singing's great. It's very good. But how to motivate the congregation and to also fit it in with halakha, you have to be chacham to be able to do it properly. You don't want anyone to lose out. That's what the Chafetz Chaim is writing about. That he obviously noticed, and it may not even be on his own. In his probably previous sources also, that sometimes it just goes. It's just too much. It's like, especially when people are waiting to finish their Brakas Krishma, so that they're in the middle or finish their Hallel. So maybe it's true. Maybe you should go ahead on your own if you realize that. What to expect. Yeah. No, in general you're probably not going to. But obviously, it was common enough that Chafetz Chaim felt necessary to write about it in Mishna Berura. Yeah. Now he continues on with Pirkus Kriyishma, if I'm not mistaken. Here, Venerally says further all.
Venerally.
So have the spot.
Sugraim.
Yeah.
The parentheses.
8 lines down.
Base, yeah.
Parentheses. Got it?
Close. Oops. Nearly.
The nearly seems to me the Choshekan more so. Yesh lezeher berikat kohanim. Blessing of the kohanim shehu. We the writers from the Torah Shlomo. Yarichu az akal. Kamirat atachanunim. Bet berikat kohanim. What Tachlim was talking about?
Oh, so
That's in the.
In Chutzlaritz.
This is Yom Tov. Yom Tov
in Chutzlaritz is a great Zach. That's a big thing. That Birkat Kohanim. That's always very good. Yeah, but Chutzlaritz is must.
That's the only time they have.
For the Kohanim to go up and.
Yeah, I think on page 456, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, I think in the Syria 456.
Birkat Kohanim in the middle, after every one, they say this, and some say this. So if you read all this in between, it takes a long time.
Right. So
And that's what they go down.
Wait till everybody finishes it.
Hasn't him go the Kohen bar.
That's why they're singing. That's why they're singing.
So
While they're singing, you
Speaking
sing.
of Kohanim with Simchacha, their heads are getting heavy.
It's a long thing. It's a long
That's why they sing.
don't forget, you don't have it every day. Here, it's an everyday thing. We don't even appreciate how much it is. There, it's a specialty item. It's and if it's only and if it's Shabbos, a lot of places don't do it. So you only have 1 day yontif.
You don't sing.
So if it's 1 day yontif.
Rav Steinman, when he used to go to Chutzlaritz, he used to just have in New York. There was a Knesset Sfadi, and he wasn't willing to mevatel on Birkat Kohanim.
Yeah, the Syrian, see the Syrian.
Also, I believe.
All of them, yeah.
Not all the way to the
So let's take a look what the Mishnah. Again, the Mishnah says start again nearly.
The whole congregation says this.
A lot of people in the congregation say this.
When they have time to
The
give.
chazan sing.
While
It's a singing.
while they're singing.
It's a whole. Birkas Kohanim is not Yivarecha Hashem. It's not like it's even if you don't have a chazan in the shul, okay, in chol, it's a singing. It's a
The
singing,
Kohanim
and the
the
Kohanim
Kohanim
know to sing it, and everybody helps them singing.
There is a melody that the
That's
Kohanim
right.
use for the last word of each of the brachos.
That's right.
And there are. It's a very fixed melody. It's a very fixed melody
That's
that
right.
all Kohanim use.
That's right.
For the last word of each of the brachos.
Each three brachos?
Each bracha, the last word of each of the brachos.
Yeah, because they say it 3 times.
Only in Broyes.
No, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Only Mishna and Shlomo.
Eretz Yisrael.
No, everywhere.
No,
Every single, every
place. Every place that I've worked in.
If you
Every place that I've been to.
if you duchen, if the Kohanim duchen,
That's
they
right.
say they sing before. There's a melody they sing.
That's right.
Before the last word of each of the brachas.
Right.
The first two is a short one. The third one is a long one. Before Shalom is a
The
longer one.
chazan first takes a long time to get there, and then the Kohanim repeat it, but they sing it after
Right.
overextended, so you have time
Right,
to sing
and-
it.
Now, all I know is in Eretz Yisrael, it's the last one's the only one that they're menaging for that I've been to. But I can't remember what was embroidered. What was embroidered? What did they do? I can't remember. All I remember
Everyone.
is they had to put the sink up by the shots. The sink with the silver wash cup. But that was at the end of every
No,
bracha?
everyone.
Each and at the end of every each and every one. Okay.
Hashem, Hashem.
So let's see what the Mishna says about this. Okay.
According to at least 8 minutes.
Okay. Let's now this is why the Mishna I think is writing about this. Let's see. Nearly. Go ahead. And then don't forget the Chavetz Chaim was a Kohen himself.
And there, at least the whole Shekin, the Ish Zahir, the Kat Kohanim, Shui Daraita, Shelo Yarichu Az Kal Bamirat Chachamim Bet Berikat Kohanim.
Okay, so one second. So what do these words mean? Shelo Yarichu Az Hakahal Amiras Hatachtunim Be'ez Birkas Kohen.
You should have said the Tachanunim extend these 2 paragraphs while the Kohanim are singing.
Oh, so we didn't get to the singing yet. We didn't get.
Well, it has to. You don't. If they just said the word, you don't have time to finish.
Yeah, no.
I tried doing this once, and I think I read pretty good Hebrew, and I couldn't get through
Right,
it.
no, I have to push myself to get. We only do the last one, and we have to finish it with everyone together.
If I remember saying, so don't say anything during Birkas Kohanim.
Yeah.
So don't say anything. Just listen to the bracha. That's all you have to do is listen to the bracha.
Now, so we'll see about saying it at the end of the last one. So maybe it could be considered that it's already over, and it's just being extended through the hum, through the singing. So therefore, you have perhaps a chance to say at least one of them. But let's see what the Mishna says. Okay, again. Go
ahead. Shotkin Kohanim, they're quiet. The Kohanim are quiet.
See, they're quiet. Not that they're the menagim. They're quiet. Meaning, if it's going to be, let's say I'm trying to imagine what the Chavetz Chaim is the situation was. They made the first bracha. They were quiet. Now everyone said Tachanunim, right? Then they said the second bracha. Kohanim were quiet, and now everyone said Tachanunim. They said the third bracha. The Kohanim were quiet, and everyone. So now you have interruptions. Right? Because to say all those words, the first bracha is only one.
They're singing over there. There's no.
But he says they're quiet. Look, what the Mishna says, the Kohanim are quiet. You see, that's what he says.
Right. So
the
saying
is
it's not this minhag.
No,
it's not the minhag.
Right, because you should know. There could be places where they were in fact quiet, but that's not proper.
Maybe that's why it changed. Because of him, that's why it changed.
Exactly.
So it shouldn't be quiet at any point.
Good. Let's continue. Very good.
Quiet,
See, they're quiet. They're not that they're menagim, they're singing. They're quiet.
The half stick is on the corner.
It sounds like.
Yeah, they made their bracha. They made a bracha, right? They made a bracha and they're waiting. right there
No,
in the
no,
middle
no.
of Birkas
I don't think
Kohanim.
that he's talking about it.
Yeah.
I think he's waiting
So
while they're
I'm-
saying the Yerusha. They say
Yes.
Yerechecha.
Right,
and then Yishmerecha.
but he's saying
The Kohanim are quiet at the third
Right,
word.
but they made a
they're
bracha.
waiting. They
It's
made a
their
bracha.
Oh, okay.
They made their bracha, and they're
Right.
trying to fulfill their bracha.
That's right.
Okay.
And it's their mitzvah,
And
it's their mitzvah.
It's
That's
their
right, that's
mitzvah.
right,
It's
that's
their
right.
mitzvah at this point,
That's right.
and they have to wait because the
People are saying-
congregation is saying the Yiratzim.
Right.
Azman habe, Emsa bracha, in the middle of the blessing.
Because according to they're in the middle of their show, see, they're quiet in the middle of the bracha, right? Bam, so
What do you mean by in the middle of which bracha? is it?
they're all three brachas, like they're
Yevarechecha?
No,
Yeah.
no, they made a bracha.
They made a bracha right before they go.
Because Amod
Because
Sheh
like-
Be'ava. That's
Yeah,
their
yeah.
bracha.
Right.
Their mitzvah and their bracha. They are fulfilling that mitzvah right now.
That's
And
what
then
talking
there's-
about the Emsa, the bracha, that's what the bracha is.
No, no,
Right,
no.
this whole thing
between
is
the
their
second,
bracha.
but between the first and the second bracha, that's what we're
What do you mean
referring to.
second?
Yisah Hashem,
Between
Yerecha Hashem Yishmerecha.
the-
Then they stop.
Right.
And then in his time, it seems that the Kohanim were quiet while the congregation was saying the Ribono Shalom Yiratzon.
Wow.
Right? Today we say singing, but that in his time it was very quiet. So he's saying that the Kohanim made a bracha for themselves because they have to do it, and now they're quiet. There's a very
There's-
long hefsek between the time they finish.
All those
Yiratzon.
words of the Hiratzon are more
The
than the Yerek Yishmer,
Right.
the three words of
Are
the
you kidding me?
bracha.
It's 10 times yet.
All of them together, right?
Okay.
אוקיי, זמן הבא באמצע ברכה. מחמת זה טוב לעשות, well to do, כמו שראיתי דעשו שכתוב בשם הגר"א, עניינים מרגל מבלנה, וכן משמע בסימן קכ"ח, סעיף מ"ה בהגה, שיאמרו...
That's by Birkas, that's by where the halacha is discussed about Birkas Kohanim in Kuf Kaf Chet. What should they say?
שיאמרו
Shiomru.
גם בפעם שלישית, ריבונו של עולם, ולא יהי רצון הארוך.
It's a small one.
Small numbers.
Some people say both. That's why.
Yes, something you say as well. So you should say the Ribbon Shalom,
They
which
say-
is small, which is a small one, not the Hiratzon. Right now, so again, so at the end, but Pama Shlishis, so you don't say anything for the first one, you
No,
don't say anything for the
you
second
should
one.
also say, isn't it? They said that you should also say Ribono Shalom.
1 second.
Is it-
Show me
We
Gam.
say just say Rebbeinu Shalom, not the Yiratzim.
Right. You should only say that one.
Right, just the Ribbon Shalom, right.
Right. In other words, you're saying this first one you say Ribono Shalom, second one, the third one you say Yerushalayim. So he says no, don't say the Yiratzon, say the Ribono Shalom.
Okay, and here's your thing right now. Keep a heart. The next part of the Mishna Berura.
כי בהרבה פעמים, many times, בצור is found שאין הכהנים מנגנים, they're not
don't
singing
sing.
loud at all, ורק עומדים וממתינים, they are standing and waiting, עד שיסיימו, until they finish the congregation, Amiratim, their sayings.
Okay, so let's one more time. Let's say, so it says, what's that the Gaon says, Shiyomru Gam Bapam Ashlishis Habribon Shalom V'lo Yira Ratzon HaOr Mekir Harbi Pamim Matzui She'ein HaKohanim Menagdim. Many times the Kohanim are not going to be Menagdim, right? Cloud. Now, what about Menagdim? Just to take a quick break, take a look, for those who have the number, take a look, read out, it says in number 9. Also not so posh here. Take a look.
Kohanim Menachnim katav
Bir Halacha.
Bir Halacha l'kamad. She'efsha shegam zehu bichlal amirat hateva. That this is also considered saying the words. That singing is part of saying the words. So that would mean that you're not doing a hefsek.
Right. With Bir Halacha Khan, we didn't get it. It was Dibra Maskul Korah. We didn't get the chance to do that. Right? His topic is Evanisha B'Tzorachiyim.
So you have to sing, or you have to say bam bam bam, or you have to what do you have to do?
I'm not a Kohen, so I don't. So, look for based on what I see, I haven't seen the Bir Halachas here. So in one makom, right, it says that they should be myric in it, and then it is considered like they're saying something. And in this Bir Halacha by us, it seems like it is a little not so clear as a tzorachiyim, whether it's actually considered to be part of saying the words. So, yeah. If I was a Kohen, I would probably, if another Kohen, let the other Kohen sing, and I would just finish up.
You can't finish up on your own.
I mean, I don't understand, I'm not sure, again, I didn't go into it, so I don't understand the whole thing. Why does it have to be that the Hirotz has to be done at the time when the Kohen is giving the
Oh,
brachas?
because that's the time that the Yerotzon itself is talking, I think, if I'm not mistaken, about dreams and about
Right,
that.
right,
So that's the
exactly.
time that there's going to, that's what they said is the time to do. That's what they
Right,
said.
but the original minhag before the minhag of the Kohen is the Kohen would get up, say the bracha, then they would say the Hirotzo, right? It's silent. The Kohen would be silent. So you're not saying it attached to the bracha of the Kohenim, right? That was the original thing. Which
Wait a minute. The Kohen went up, they made a bracha,
And then it was
stop, quiet.
but
Everyone would say. Everyone would
then
say.
you had a hefsek.
That's the problem for the Kohen. That's a hefsek, right? But me, a Yisrael, what's my problem with saying the Hirotzo after the Kohen finishes his bracha? That's what they used to do, and that was the hefsek for the Kohen. What do we have to menagim?
When did they do this? According to what we learned here, they did their Rimosha after every one of the three. So when
Yes,
did they
but
stop?
but there was no singing then between all three brachas of the. Originally? What did they do?
It sounds like originally what they did, the Kohen would start Yerecha, Yishmerecha.
Stop.
They would sing before Yishmerecha, da 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 da. Then they would say Yishmerecha. Then they would stop. Then while they stopped,
the people
they would say Yiratzon. That was a hefsek for the Kohanim.
Right.
Okay, it's not a problem for the Yisrael.
In Birkas Kodesh, should be no problem for the Kisrael.
Right. Okay, but there was a hefsek for the Kohanim
Okay.
based on how long it took for them to say Yiratzon. It was sounds like it was probably longer to say Yiratzon than it would take to say all of
100%.
all of the Birkas Kohanim without having to wait in between.
Right.
And that's what the problem was.
So that was the problem.
But
the
after the
problem was-
last one, it doesn't matter because they're done.
Right.
Right. So why do the Kohen have to sing at the end of the last one? Right?
No, but the singing, it sounds like the singing.
It's because I think the whole concept of this Yerotzon is to say during the Birkas Kohanim.
But we see originally that wasn't the
Yeah.
point. The whole point
Originally
was the
it-
Kohen was shosik. The Kohen would make the first bracha, Berura Hashem Yishmerecha. Maybe they take a couple of minutes to sing it, let them sing as long as they want, no problem.
But
But
these
when they
Yiratzon
stopped,
too,
they
they were
stopped
done.
and it was shosik. They were
The
quiet.
congregation would say Amen, and then say the Yiratzon. And then when the Yiratzon was finished, the Kohen would start V'yisah.
I'm not understanding that if it's a problem for the Kohen,
What do you?
that's what we have to worry about in Birkas
Yeah.
Kohanim. We don't have to worry about us.
We are worried about the Kohen. That's why they're saying.
You're
they shouldn't
saying
do it.
But we learned also that if they're singing, there's not a problem either. So
If you say it while they're singing, it's not a problem.
right,
You do say while
They-
listening.
they-
Yeah,
they-
That's what.
right.
But it's not from what the Mishna is saying. Is that originally that was not what happened. Originally, what happened is the Kohanim would go for Birkos Kohanim. Yerecha Hashem Yishmerecha. They would sing for you before. They would sing before Yishmerecha. Congregation would say Amen. Then the congregation would say Yiratzon. After the singing was done, then they would say Yiratzon. At that point, that Yiratzon is a hefsek because the Kohanim can't start the next bracha until the congregation's finished. That's a hefsek in the Kohanim's bracha.
okay, but
So
they
it says-
changed it. So what's the problem?
Oh, so because if originally they didn't have to sing at the end of the first bracha. I mean, originally we didn't see that it had to be the Hirotzon of the Israelim had to be connected to the saying of the bracha. There was no nigan. They weren't menagin when they finished
No,
the
so
first
they were
bracha.
quiet.
So let them be quiet at the end of the third bracha.
So you have the
also.
other problem. One side you have a problem that there's too much of a half second. The other problem you have that you're singing and therefore there's less of a half sec. So they change it to make it less of a half sec. Right? In other words, if they stop and they say Yehi Ratzon and the Kohanim are waiting, then the Kohanim have a tremendous half sec. According to what we learned on the here, that if they're singing while they're saying it, right, it's not as bad because it's considered as if he's saying the word. So maybe they change it because there would be no problem with them saying it like that.
But again, what's the problem if they finish the third bracha and were quiet, and now the Israelis said their Hirotzon?
I don't know. I mean,
It wasn't a problem originally, right?
We don't say. We don't have it in our Sfarad. I mean, this is something I work with Ashkenazim, that's why I know this, and I've seen how.
But then there's the hefsek for the Shnei Tzibur.
I thought about this. Meaning, if the Kal says Amen to the third bracha, right? Then the Shatsu starts again. He picks up again. To start waiting for the Israel to. Yeah, could be, that could be part of
The equation.
yeah. I mean, look, when we see Adiyah Ma'amarom, those who say it, right, the Shatz is not waiting for us,
No, it's during
right? I mean, I don't really understand how that's, because we're supposed to be listening to the Shatz also, so
Right.
why are we saying this? We're
I
supposed
guess
to
we have
do
so
that?
many little nuances that we
Yeah.
look
So
the other
Rav
way.
said- So I said, Rav said, I'm saying, you're supposed to listen to Birkas Kohanim, you're supposed to listen to the shots, no reason to say anything else.
By the way, you should know the Mishna Berura and the Berura in the beginning of Chelik Beis, where he starts with Halachas Nogea to the Birkus Kohanim in Kufkav Ches, the Berura says there that that there are opinions that the Yisrael has a mitzvah deraisa also. There's a shutuf in the bracha of the Kohanim, and Yisrael also has a mitzvah deraisa. Because if there's one Kohanim, two Kohanim, certainly so. Maybe if there's one, maybe also definitely if there's two. So it could be your bracha, your mitzvah also. Your mitzvah also you're making an interruption to receive the bracha. Could be a interruption. Okay, we're in the middle of this. We'll have to stop now, and we're going to continue with this Mishna Berura a little bit more tomorrow.
Just-